Hello everyone, it's King Sloth back with another reaction video. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are reacting to US Air Force Bootcamp. Already I'm looking at the first, not even started yet, the first clip scene, and it's not what I was expecting at all. Already, from just what I'm looking at, it doesn't look like the UK Air Force, let's just say that. But yeah, as you can tell, right down here, we hit 500 subs just before Christmas. Obviously, I didn't upload after that, which was a bit of a problem. Obviously, the Christmas period, seeing friends, family, all that good stuff. I was very busy, so I didn't have a lot of time. I was also away from my setup, so I had no way of making these sort of videos apart from on my phone, which I don't like doing as much if I have my PC here. I'm looking to start editing more, getting more production value out of it, but we'll see how things go. It's a learning curve. But let's get into it. I'm excited. Hope you're ready for this US Air Force. See how it goes. 500 subs, baby. Let's go.
Move forward.
This is Air Force Bootcamp.
Relatable.
Before they join the United States Air Force or Space Force, all trainees must graduate from the Air Force's 7.5-week basic military training program.
Okay, 7.5 weeks. That ain't that bad, considering how long was the US Army? Sorry. The US Army was what, 22 weeks? This is 7.5 weeks to pass into the Air Force. A lot shorter.
Known as BMT.
Our mission is to motivate, train, and inspire the next generation of airmen to deliver 21st century air power.
Training
Learning how to
happens
march.
here at Lackland Air Force Base.
Lackland, where's
located
Lackland?
just 10 miles outside of downtown San Antonio, Texas.
Ah,
On a
okay.
sweltering week in August, insiders spent 4 days observing different squadrons at various stages of
Wow.
training.
Whenever I said I was going Air Force, everybody was like, oh, the Chair Force, like, basic's gonna be nothing. And I was sitting there
Chair
thinking, man,
Force.
I should have went another route. This is gonna be way too easy.
You're wearing your failure all over your face.
And
I like that. Everyone seems to think, like, oh, Air Force, easy route. But in reality, it's just a different skill set. It might sound mad me saying that, obviously, because I've transferred from the Army to, like, RAF. But it's different, I guess, different mindset. People who want to join the Army, they want to be out in the field doing shit like that. Whereas Air Force are more, I wouldn't say technical. Yeah, I think it's more technical is the best way of putting it. But it's a very different world in either, from what I've seen already.
I could not have been more wrong.
Well, get off your coach. Same as the Army, was no one in suits.
Arrive on
Just
a
me,
bus
just personal
from
opinion.
San Antonio Airport.
Some of these kids come here never having left home, no job experience, but not long after they leave here, they're going to be given a job and a task and expected to perform that task with no supervision.
There, hug your back, nothing falls out. That's all this comes.
About 35,000
Get all your stuff.
trainees graduate from BMT each year.
The average age of a basic trainee here at BMT is 20.6 years old. What that means is they don't remember a time when our nation wasn't at war, but they raised their hand anyway, and they said they want to serve.
A lot of time for that.
All trainees are sorted into smaller groups known as flights, although training squadrons are composed of both male and female.
I didn't know that was actually a thing until I joined the RAF. I thought everything was just called troop. It sounds really weird, but I remember being like, okay, what troop am I in? They were like, what? What do you mean, what troop are you in? I was like, yeah, what troop, what group of people? Do you mean flight? I was like, yeah, what flight am I in? Oh, you were down there, mate. I was like, fuck, I just didn't know. Like, when I went through the whole selection process to get into the RAF, they weren't interested in telling me these little things that would make my life so much easier. They just decided not to tell me anything like that. It's a bit shit, but I'm in now, so I can learn as I go along.
Male trainees, the flights are divided by gender.
Okay, so not like the Army.
Male trainees receive haircuts.
Yeah,
Female
get shaved, yeah.
trainees must wear their hair in a bun, a ponytail, or up to 2 braids.
Right away, the Air Force wants to get a little muscle on those pretty arms.
Females were first allowed to join the Air Force in limited roles in 1948. And in
That's pretty cool.
1976 began being accepted on an equal basis with males. Today, 20%
They're called butterfly seals, by the way. They actually are really good for you.
of the Air Force's active duty service members are female,
Jesus.
along with about 25% of all trainees at BMT.
Okay.
Trainees learn how to line up and march in formation from their military training instructor, or MTI, which for some
Oh,
can be
wow.
easier
Oh.
said than done.
We had one lad like that. It happens. We had a lad, and I'm gonna say his name actually, because he was fucking mong, mate. Not anything else, just drill. He couldn't get his name was Snelling, but I literally remember it was. I remember the drill test at 6 week point to like go home for the weekend. I remember we were told the best like troop. There was sort of 3 troops on the day. It was the best troop, like no littlest amount of mistakes. You'd be able to do your drill test again once you've done it in front of like, all the officers to like get ranked who's the best. Whatever troop come first would do it in front of their friends and family. So like people who come to pick you up, they'd be gonna have like they'd be having food and literally be able to ring them and be like, okay, you're allowed to come into camp, come to this area, park up here, and you come watch us. Bruh, the day before that, he was TikToking. Like, that's when you put right leg, right arm, left leg, left arm out. Like, it was madness. And he was still doing it. Like, literally did that. And luckily for the actual test, he didn't fuck up, which was great. So we got to do it in front of the friends and family. On the pass-off parade, the day before, he was still doing it. I don't know how he struggled so much. And literally at one point on the pass-off parade, we actually marched. I'll try and get the video. I'll try and find it somewhere. And I'll react to it, my own pass-off video. Jesus Christ. But literally, at like one point, you can see him. And literally, you see my sergeant, like rather than me at the back, literally walked before and was like, get in fucking step. And walked back down. Literally was like, oh, sorry. And cracked on. But it was a good lad. I liked it. It was funny. He just couldn't do drill for shit.
Mornings at BMT begin at 0600 with physical training.
PT at 6.
Come on, man, keep going.
All right, you're done.
All trainees must pass a physical fitness test during the 5th week of their training.
All weeks of training.
Consists
Yeah,
of
but
1
PT every day.
minute each of push-ups and sit-ups, as well as a timed 1.5-mile run.
Okay, so it's similar to the British Army then.
They kind of flip a switch.
Well, what it used to
during
be.
PT from MTI to personal trainer.
Good job, good run.
Like they come in and they really encourage you. If you're struggling, they'll tell you like, hurry up, let's get this done, and they'll do it with you.
There you go, burn through this last lap.
I like
After
that.
morning PT, it's time for breakfast, known as chow.
Ciao.
Meals aren't a time for relaxation.
No.
Sir, Flight 727, Dormitory Alpha 1 is prepared to enter the dining facility from the west side.
It's the responsibility of the chow runner to announce their flight's arrival to the dining facility.
Storm Bravo 6 is prepared to enter the dive facility from the east side. Bring him in and seat him. Bring him in and seat them. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You gotta do the right amount of steps, the right drill movements. You
Wow.
gotta say the right words, or you're gonna get screamed at.
Oh my
Chow
god.
runners who don't follow
What?
procedures correctly may face the wrath of the snake pit, the area where
We didn't get that. I'm just saying we didn't have to do that sort of shit. It was literally our closest thing we got to that was like, okay, while you're lining up, they're gonna ask you questions, but it weren't stuff like that. It was stuff to make you better. So it was like your marksmanship principles, who's a person that is on camp, certain questions about CBRN, BCD, stuff that will come up in actual like exams in the future. So you'd learn if you get this right, you get into the queue first, get your food first. If you got it wrong, get to the back of the line, and you keep doing that over and over again. Until eventually it was like, okay, you're the last person. What is your name? You give them the name like, well, they might go and eat, but not that. That's madness.
where MTIs sit during meals.
You looked, stepped out in traffic, and almost got ran over. Because it was not your turn. There's no explanation for it. Back up.
Really, it's an important job because you represent your flight. They put people in there who got confidence issues, to build their confidence.
So you're forgetting to do so is what got you. Stop talking when I'm talking!
Ooh,
You gotta
yeah.
really be stable to be able to remember everything and then be in that fire and, perform well. After doing it a few times, it get easier.
Attention to detail is a critical aspect of BMT, and it starts in the dormitory.
Yes.
Trainees are expected to keep their living areas and uniforms in pristine condition, and both are inspected.
We didn't use scissors. We used lights to get the little bit of threads off. It was gone.
Perfect down to the T, and if they aren't, we're gonna let them know that this does not meet the standard. They're gonna be expected to correct it.
During 0 week, each trainee is assigned a rifle, which they learn to care for.
My heels are pretty much trying to touch the ground, and I'm facing downrange.
35% of BMT is classroom instruction.
Right now, what you're gonna do is
we never learned how to have a rifle in the block.
Trainees learn the basics of how
the one day it was tipping down around outside, they were like, okay, you're allowed to take this into the building and clean it. Normally, if it weren't raining, you were sat outside and you were cleaning your rifle.
So we have to maintain our qualifications and our service weapon.
Drill?
Nowhere is attention to detail more apparent than in drill practice.
Correct. You can see when someone's out of step so easy.
Is a lot of precision and discipline incorporated into certain movements in a formation. I will say during the first couple weeks of training, they are drinking from a fire hose. The drill is much more difficult for them because they are having an overload of information being given to them.
They're learning something new, never done before. Unless you're doing like cadets, something like that, you don't know it.
Is when it all starts to make a little bit of sense, and around that time is when it looks a lot better.
Looks neat. Oh yeah. For the Air Force.
Culminates in week 6 with an event known as BEAST, which stands for Basic Expeditionary Airman Skills Training.
BEAST puts them through all the things that they have learned in 5.5, 6 weeks, and we rehearsed it, if you will.
Okay.
This week, trainees live in a simulated combat environment and are tested on.
Okay, so their beast is a bit like our final fling, our last exercise in training. 5 days, everything you've learned, bam, you're doing it.
Various field training exercises and scenarios.
I want their backs to hurt, and I want their feet to hurt after that 5 days of training out in the field. Because they need to ingrain to them right now the character. What does it take to be an agile airman and an agile guardian in the United States Air Force?
During combat arms training and maintenance, trainees learn how to handle and fire an M4 carbine.
Carbine.
Trainees first learn how to safely load and fire their weapons
the NSPs.
Before heading out to the firing range.
The line is ready. Fire!
Where they'll fire their weapons from several different positions.
Yeah, get used to it. Oh, that was bad, that was.
A total of 76 rounds and must hit their target on at least 12 of them. Trainees who
hold on, how many?
And must hit their trainees fire a total of 76 rounds.
Okay.
Must hit their target on at least 12 of them. Trainees
76 shots.
76 rounds and must hit their target on at least 12 of them. Trainees who score
12 hits
or higher qualify as expert.
What? 76 shots. 22 shots hit and you're an expert. Am I fucking missing something here? That's over half missed. That's a stupid amount missed. What?
If they lose,
That's blew my mind. That's
they get frustrated. They tend not to qualify.
You guys ready?
How can you not qualify? 76 rounds.
That part will ensure that they either qualify or get that expert.
There's a sense of accomplishment that when an airman leaves here, that they're confident in holding and operating a weapon. Some people come here, they've never touched any weapon of any kind in their life, so that confidence is important to us.
Dropping mags on the floor. Ooh.
Gas masks during CBRN training.
CBRN, not CBRN, CBRN.
Chemical, biological, radiological, or
nuclear.
Attack.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! Get out of here!
Is that where they're going?
Run through a simulated attack. and conduct post-attack reconnaissance of their surrounding area.
Ah.
Check for damage, as well as any unexploded explosive
That's pretty cool. I like that idea.
COVID-19 protocols, trainees are not exposed to any dangerous chemicals during BMT.
What?
Training that does include exposure is scheduled to return in early 2022.
Okay, so they didn't get gas the whole time through COVID. So in reality, they do not know if their gas mask works. As bad as it sounds, they don't know if it works. The whole point of the trust exercise is you have it on, they're like the CS tablets, you take that fucking mask off, you're breathing it, it works fine. You're not choking, you're not dying. You take off that mask once the CS tablets are lit, you choke. There you go. I now have faith in that mask. By not doing it, it's just a piece of kit. They're not showing any respect for it. No.
I believe it's 97 degrees right now, and the gear that they're wearing adds about 15 degrees of body heat. So it's challenging both physically and mentally.
Sweating out.
I know it's miserable out here, but you need to make sure you're paying attention.
I think it's a unique experience. I remember the first time I put on a gas mask and how cool I thought it was. But
yeah, everyone does. Everyone does. Not sounds weird.
Especially in the Texas heat, they probably get tired of it pretty quickly. I like to joke with some of my students and tell them, hey, the best part of Seaburn is returning the gear at the end of the day.
It fucking is as well. It stinks.
Figuring out how to coordinate with your team, that would be the most difficult part, especially in like all that really clunky gear. It's hard to move around.
In the heat and you can't hear each other properly. Yeah.
Trainees are also trained in Tactical Casualty Combat Care, or TCCC, which teaches them how to perform potentially life-saving first aid.
TCCC is the same as our BCD, your battlefield casualty drills. Similar thing, tourniquets, emergency care bandages, basic first aid.
Apply tourniquets, as well as how to evacuate a wounded airman to safety.
Yeah, recovery position, you learn that as well. Yeah, it's all good.
Need to know when it comes to the culminating event of Beast Week.
Beast Week.
As the village. The trainee's mission is to
What?
infiltrate the village and rescue an injured airman located somewhere inside.
Okay. Look at them all together.
Fire and explosives.
That dude is still standing up. What are you doing, you crackhead?
Acting as opposing forces and innocent bystanders make for a stressful environment.
We all kind of rushed in and then didn't really know what to do. We were all just kind of like looking around like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, you are. You're panicking.
And then it completely fell apart. Like as soon as we walked through, pretty much, it fell apart.
We are responsible for throwing the different scenarios at them, having them feel the pressure while they're out here at the
Okay, that's pretty funny. I would love to do something like that. Like during training, be like, okay, the enemy are actually there somewhere fucking hidden in here. Rather than be like, hey, you're walking that field and you bang, 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 you're like, okay, contact. And you react to it. Having something like that would be proper good. That's a proper good training value for that.
And think about what it is that we've taught them and trained them on in a scenario where they're actually under pressure.
Put your hands above your head. Put your fingers. Put your feet.
Trainees are taught how to diffuse situations with opposing forces.
Oh, sir. Oh.
And are instructed to use minimal force on those who are non-compliant.
What do you do when they don't comply?
But the stressful
yeah, they're
can cause
panicking.
some trainees to freeze.
Can I see? Oh, thank you.
Or
Oh.
Some of the things that I see most of the time.
Oh my god. The dude just got him blasted. The guy was. Bro, the dude's pulling trigger.
You have a grenade in your hand and a weapon in your hand, sir. But how did you know it was a grenade? You're that far away, you don't know. If I'm not pointing my weapon at you, why would you shoot me?
Obviously, we all know that's against code. It
Yeah,
sets
the
us
Geneva
back
Convention.
that we're trying to accomplish overseas.
Bang. Hey, sir.
Common mistakes, not forming that 360-degree perimeter. I see that all the time.
Hey, wingman. Bang.
What are you doing right now?
No 360-degree perimeter.
They're all dead.
I want to correct those mistakes and tell them this is why it was a mistake and move forward from it.
I like that.
Y'all are all trained to T-Triple-C, right? Somebody send us down there and then.
Once the trainees reach
Come on, get in there, boy.
They must quickly and safely apply TCCC
Wake up! Calm down and think.
before evacuating them to safety.
You guys ready? We're going this way. Let's go.
Hey, this is why we train. Out
Okay.
here. This is why we harp on all of those things.
Straight away, he was gone. He went fucking about. It's like, get on the back. Let's go.
All of this stuff comes into play, whether you're here or downrange, and you have to apply real world. Hey, if you shoot somebody out in the desert and they didn't have opportunity, capability, and intent, you're going to Leavenworth. We try and expose the mistakes. That way,
Exactly.
they can here, where it's a safe environment.
So he just said that like, if you fuck up, you're going to prison. That's another way of what he was saying. If you shoot someone when you don't have the right to shoot them, they're going to throw you under the bus.
With a different understanding of where they need to work on themselves.
Good job.
Having survived Beast Week,
Not really base week.
trainees
Not
return to
training week, wasn't
base
it?
with the toughest week of BMT behind them.
Really?
They see it often as a rite of passage. They've been out there, they've achieved that difficult thing. So by the time they come back from Beast, there's a new sense of accomplishment.
Friends and family gather to see their
Already
new
classic.
airmen and guardians graduate.
Airmans and Guardians. Is that the women are called? The Guardians.
Watch how in just 7 weeks, which is not very long, it can make such a difference in someone's life. They walk a different way. They talk a different way. The amount of confidence they exude and the pride that they obviously have after having gone through this is so clear. And it's
Congrats,
so
well done. Well done, they did it. Congrats. That's one of the best things in the world, seeing your family after all the time away. I get like 7 weeks isn't a lot, but if you've never been away from home,
Graduating from
it means a lot, tell you now.
training, airmen and guardians head to technical school to start the
Yeah,
next
phase
chapter
2.
in their
Phase 2.
journey in the U.S. Air Force and Space Force.
Those who joke about us being the chair force, I would tell you, well, it's easier to sit on a chair than it is to sit on a rock.
Hey!
Our enemies every single day and how we fight. But what I
My
would tell
guy.
those who joke is to stand the posts because we have a nation to defend.
Ooh. I like that. Stand post, we have a nation to defend. Ooh. I like that. That's gonna be my next tattoo. My next tattoo is gonna be what I'd rather sit on a chair than sit on a rock. Ooh. Ooh. That got me good. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the reaction once again. It's a long video reactions. These are really good videos. I really like this. What are they called? The Insider News. They do loads of different ones. I've got so many of them that I can do. Like fucking Army paratroopers, Secret Service recruits, fucking the Canadian Mounties. What? It? There's so many different ones I can do for this. But anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Put down below what you want me to react to next. It's been King Sloth. See you all soon.